What's up, guys? Welcome to the PARmovement, and today we're going to go over the 3 things killing your golf swing. But first, before we get into that, if you want to receive our little gift to you, we created our ultimate golf warm-up. So if you want to get that, go ahead, click the link below, and that is completely free. It's just a little gift to you, how we like to warm up and prep for a round before we're getting out on the course, how to get that body moving correctly. So let's talk about 3 things that are killing your golf swing. Number 1 is not having the intrinsic spinal stabilizers in order to create that rotation. So what happens is, as we get older, we have these deep spinal stabilizers that tend to get weak and turned off. We develop them when we're young, we're crawling, and then as we get older and we get upright, they stop working and stop stabilizing so much. So what they do, they actually stabilize against rotation. So we have the deep intrinsic spinal stabilizers that actually resist rotation, protect the spine, keep that lower spine nice and stable, and then we have our obliques and things that create the slings to create that rotation. And when these intrinsic spinal stabilizers that resist the rotation, when they get weak, they will shut you down and not allow you to rotate as much. So I'm going to show you a quick, simple exercise and how to correct that. So first thing, go ahead and get some cable cross machine. If you have one that sets up completely horizontally, that's fine. Mine starts low, that's okay, we can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead, take this handle, I'm gonna pull it out away, and then I'm gonna clasp my outside hand on the bottom. So, and then I wrap my other hand on top, and then we're gonna do just some simple pal-off presses. So I'm on one knee. If the band is on the right, or if the cable's on the right, my right knee is down. So all we're gonna do, we suck that belly button in, and you can see how that pulls my chest up. That is activating that transverse abdominis, which is your deepest spinal stabilizer. It's what many of you don't know how to turn on and activate, and we're gonna strengthen it. We're gonna do that with endurance because it's an endurance muscle, so we're gonna go ahead and accumulate some time. So 10 reps will be good. So go ahead, looks like so. I have this in the center of my chest, and then I just press straight out. So it doesn't need to be too heavy. So what I feel right now, if you feel it kind of like in your lower back, that means it's too heavy and we're not actually working that transverse. So go ahead, go lighter. Lighter is usually much better than heavier in this movement. And then I'm just gonna press out, and now this is creating rotational force, right? It's trying to pull me that way, but I'm resisting with that transverse abdominis and not letting that lower spine rotate. So go ahead, do 2 sets of 10 each side. Learn how to draw that navel in so it picks that chest up, and that activates that deep transverse abdominis. So once we strengthen those and we know the body actually knows it can stabilize that spine in a healthy position in our golf swing or any type of human rotation, then we can go ahead and create more rotation. A lot of these exercises I see in the golf realm, a lot of them are like, you know, pulling your chest around or having somebody pull you around, or grabbing some bar and then pulling that around, grabbing a doorway. We're gonna teach you how to create active range of motion. So when rotating, right, if we're in our golf swing, I actually want to rotate, right? We talk about the shoulder turn. That is the thoracic spine. So what happens is this shuts down, and then you start to see guys try to rotate with the whole, right? It's like a whole big turn, and they're not actually getting that good thoracic rotation. So what we're gonna do, go into the crawling position. All you have to do is put one hand behind you and then sit your hips back just a little bit so that kind of locks the hips in. And then we're gonna go ahead, rotate, look towards the ceiling, and then come back down. So we're gonna do 10 each side. And what we don't wanna do is shift the hips to the side when we're doing this and creating any lateral movement or rotating through that lumbar. We're trying to retrain our body to get that shoulder turn and turn through that thoracic part of the spine. So go ahead, make sure you go all the way up, try to look at the ceiling behind you, and then make sure you get the down portion too. This eccentric is just as important. So 10 each side, looks like so on the other side. And then you're gonna go ahead, put your hand behind your back, and now we're gonna do the same thing. Touch our one elbow to our forearm, rotate, look up at the ceiling. Remember, my hips are back, pulling that belly button to the spine, learning how to activate that transverse, and then you can do 10 each side. So those are called our chicken wings and sprinklers. So first we teach the spine how to stabilize properly, stabilize that lumbar, which we're not supposed to rotate through, and then we learn how to rotate through that thoracic cavity, creating more shoulder rotation. Then lastly is hip rotation. And I'm not talking about the ability to rotate your hips in the swing. We're talking about full internal, external rotation, yada, yada, just ranges of motion that the hips need to have. We need to have full range of motion in those hips, and we're gonna do that with a quick dynamic stretch. We call this one our 90-90. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go ahead, get this foot so it's lined up straight with the shin, and then this leg is completely out to the side. We don't want it up forward, then that puts a little more torque on the knee. We want it completely out 90 degrees. So 90 degrees with this leg, 90 degrees with that leg. And all we're gonna do is pass through, touch our one hand to this knee, and then we're actually gonna lean back and look the other way. So now I'm getting internal rotation with this leg, and then I'm actually integrating our obliques. So we get a nice internal and external oblique stretch, come back through, and we're gonna go ahead and lean forward, and then we get a nice external rotation stretch on that hip, and then we're just gonna rotate back. So we're gonna keep it dynamic, keep it moving, getting those obliques stretched out, come back through. So now we're getting that rotation and integrating those obliques. So go ahead, do 2 sets of 10 each side, just like the other exercises. So again, it looks like this, 90 degrees, come through, tap, stretch out this hip, lean back, and stretch out that hip for some internal rotation. So that is the 3 things killing your golf swing. If you want that ultimate warm-up for golf, go ahead, click the link below. And then lastly, give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't like the video, and leave us a comment about what is your favorite golf course to play or what is your home golf course. So thanks. Stay tuned for more content on how to exercise properly for golf, and welcome to the PAR movement.